And welcome to episode 158 of Heresy Accountability Buddies. My name is Jack, with my fellow hosts of
Brian
and Duncan
and Jamie
and John
and Dave, because you cannot forget about Dave. Powerful Dave. So, how's everybody doing this fine afternoon? Everybody doing great?
Sort of.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough. All right, so we have a fun-filled show for you today, knowing that I don't know what we're talking about. So we have stuff to go over. But before we do that, let's do a quick station identification.
Do you love resin bases? Then go to our sponsor, Elric Hobbies, for all of your basing and basing accessory needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a discount. Legendary Monument Hobbies. Monument Hobbies is a one-stop shop for all of your painting needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a 5% discount on your purchase. Pop Goes the Monkey. Find maker of third-party accessory bits of arms, legs, backpacks, and more, where you can get 10% off your first order over $125 with code HERESYABB at checkout.
Identification. And thank you to our patrons. Without you, I had to get my plug-in. Duncan would not be doing Ultramarine Army. So close.
I can't shake my head on camera right now.
No, but I guarantee you he's shaking something else at the camera right now. Hey John, you wanna take us to our hobby progress?
Yeah, so this week I was doing some work on the All Sentinels list for Adepticon, and I got the so I'm supposed to have 12 for Adepticon, but I ended up with 15 models of the heavy Sentinels I was using before, and so I got those all sanded down, cleaned up, assembled, and pinned for their flight bases. Then I was doing some more Mechanicum cleanup, and I came across some Blightwheel Miniatures not Skitarii models. These came out about, I want to say, 10 years before the actual GW ones did, and I'd cast them up way back when. And these will actually work pretty good for tech thralls. So my old idea for tech thrall models is going to be changed to bone pickers, which we'll talk about in a bit when we cover the new book. I also found some Anvil Miniatures tech assassins that I'm going to be using for the I forget its goofy Mechanicum name, but the Tech Assassin HQ choice that you can take in the Mechanicum list. And then for the normal Sentinels, I had 12 of the toys still left boxed that I used for my Hiss tanks, and I got the drivers and gunners built for those, and got some of the other parts kind of sanded and cleaned up on all the Hiss tanks themselves, so they're ready to start being assembled and sealed and everything. On the printed Hiss tanks, I got all of the gunners glued together for all the 40 odd that I got together. So now I just need, again, a little bit more nice weather so I can go out and sand the canopies on those and then get them scrubbed up in the sink, and then they'll be ready to start gluing and priming, and hopefully I can get everything done by Adepticon. And then for my new year, new army, I got the Myrmidons all built together. So my 6 with Darkfire cannons and 6 with conversion beamers, but I'm still waiting for conversion beamers to arrive from my 3D printer. He's going to give those to me at our next gaming meetup. I got all the bodies for the conversion beamer guys built, and I got all the completely assembled for the Darkfire cannon guys. And then because they weren't exactly GW quality, I managed to start doing the gap filling on all those guys before we started recording. So that's all I got done.
John.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question. Mm-hmm. Have you ever tried one of those like little battery power reciprocating sander things that they've been advertising here recently? I know what it.
So I bought a little one from Despe. I haven't tried it out yet.
Okay. I was actually looking at that one too. I just don't know if it's decent or not.
So the one that keeps getting advertised on Facebook is an ultrasonic knife that has a bunch of other attachments like a saw blade and a sander and a bunch of other weird crap. But The last ultrasonic knife I bought, I wasn't that impressed with. Mainly because it advertised being wireless, and it's not entirely wireless. It kind of works without the plug-in, but it doesn't go as fast as it's supposed to unless you plug it in all the time. So I'm kind of over Kickstarter technology unless the company is either A, proven that it's something that they've done other technology in that realm before, or it's an insanely crazy good deal. So I'm kind of against buying technology specifically on Kickstarter because I've been burned way too many times for total proven product, and then they either run out of money in the production phase or some other phase, and I never get my crap.
I have a question about that.
Yep.
Do they have a dragon attachment?
Oh my god.
Nope, no dragons.
Okay.
But you can tell me what you got up to, Brian.
I have actually been quite busy, and I'm trying to remember everything I have worked on. I've had a few hobby sessions with just me, the wife and I, me, the oldest and the youngest, and me, the oldest, the youngest, and the wife. And in all of that good times and shenanigans, we've built a dreadnought or two. We've magnetized said dreadnought. We've built some Blood Angels missile launcher guys. I started working on, I think his name's Dominion Zephon, the Blood Angels character model.
Yeah,
that my oldest got for Christmas. I built a bunch of the, I'm not sure if they're going to wind up being Seekers or if they're going to be Ifrit, but they're Mark 6 guys with some Alpha Legion Headhunter bits slapped on as well to make them more in theme. I dug out another one of the fantastic models Jack gave Jess for a Saboteur because he is really cool and has a dagger pulled out like he's going to cut somebody up. Oh, we also got Lernan pretty much ready to be base coated. We magnetized a whole bunch of Alpha Legion guys that weren't already, so they would just ride in the magnetic case we have for that army. I dug terrain out while I was cleaning up in the basement and fixed one of my downed Valkyries. Started working more on my 2 Hydra Flak emplacements. It's been busy.
Nice.
And I found my
Like
airbrush stuff. What about you,
All right,
Jamie?
So I've been working on my Adepticon army stuff. Was painting on I was painting checkerboards on my Saturnine Terminators while trying not to mess up, which was almost impossible on Wednesday night with some of the antics in the hobby hangout, especially from Gabe. Like, I literally had to stop painting because I just couldn't stop laughing. So yeah, I was working on the Saturnine Terminators, did some airbrushing on them, and then now I'm doing not freehand, but I've got pads I printed out that have checkerboard on them, at least lines that help me keep in the lines, and then I also did some airbrush work on the 2 tanks that I needed to add in, which was a Spartan and a Land Raider, and so I'm making good progress. I'm sure I'll have everything done, because I've already gotten the quad mortars that I needed in the siege breaker done. So, anyways, who hasn't gone? Duncan? Is he working on his Ultramarines yet?
No. What I have done was on Wednesday, I finished off my Seeker squad, and I finished off my Tactical squad. So those are both done. Then Thursday, I assembled I started working on the assembly for all of my Night Raptors. I now have all the Night Raptors assembled. I have all of them on their little jump flight things that are going onto the bases. And I have them base coated and zenithal highlighted. I have not done anything beyond that, but I'll be putting the first layers of blues down tomorrow after work. So I'm on progress. I'm on schedule to have them done. And now I'm going to have a complaint. So the new weapons kits that includes the Horus Heresy weapons, the close combat weapons specifically, the lightning claws. The way they're set up, the lightning claws go on the back of the power fists. There are literally 2 sculpts of power fists in that box. One that is the right arm and one that's for the left arm. The left arm, when you put it onto a model, it pretty much kind of swings partly over the torso or groin, depending on where you position it. And the right arm swings out a bit to the right. So while I appreciate the fact that there is a weapons kit set that we have access to, and I appreciate the fact that they included the fists and the lightning claws that mount to the fists in a very strange way. I really wish there were more than just 2 poses, because right now just having the 2 poses for the lightning claws that I have on all these Night Raptors, or I have on 12 of these Night Raptors, it looks a bit kind of monopose.
Have you tried it on any other power fists?
So I don't actually have any other power fists at the moment that these will fit onto, because these are sculpted with the lightning claws bits that mount to these fists. They mount a little bit oddly. So I did try putting them on a couple other fists, but the other fists don't have the actual right length for the back of the fist. So I just ended up going with using these sets. And while it works, like I said, it looks kind of monoposy. So I may pop a couple of the arms off and put on some older ones that I have, if I can find them and dig them out of various piles of bits that I've got here and there and spread throughout my chaotic hell of a work area. So we shall see. But
Look
for
at
right
me,
now,
too. I could go into the power fist drawer.
no, I think right now I'm good. Do you possibly have just a lightning claw drawer?
No.
I have the claws from all the older plastic sets. Would that help? That you put on
No.
the
Yeah, I've got a lot of the Stern Guard claw sets. They came in pairs for the old Stern Guard kit.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'll just stick with what I have for right now, because I've already got them already glued on there, and I just wanted something to gripe about, because I never gripe about anything ever
What?
at all. Yeah, because I'm always an even keeled and even tempered person, and I never have anything to complain about. Nope, not me.
Did I get really high?
No, not at all.
Hell.
Jack, have you done any hobby stuff?
I worked on some barrels. I busted out the new airbrush that we bought at DEFCON a year ago. I tried that one again with inks this time instead of paints.
Oh, the Infinity.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's all right. I don't know. And
Are you preferring your old ones?
I can't tell the difference between them, because everything that I can do with that, I can do with my old ones. So it's just 6 to 1, half dozen to the other. But also, I haven't painted 10,000 points with the new one versus the old one. Where the old ones
It's an airbrush. It's gonna do basically the same stuff. It's the user experience of said airbrush, like when you have to actually maintain it and clean it and stuff like that. That's what the difference is.
You guys clean your airbrushes?
And this is why Brian can't find things.
I don't know. Maybe my experiences with airbrushes have been vastly different from everybody else, because I haven't. The upkeep has never been a big deal to me. But what do I know? I'm a simple man from a simple plan in Kentucky. But outside of that, it's been I don't know if people looked out the window or not, but it's been cold out there. It's been too cold to sit in a garage and paint, and you watch the paint freeze as you're spraying it out the gun.
Yep.
It was only -4 last night.
Yeah, no, F that.
It has been a little bit chilly. I will concur there.
The groundhogs. I'm gonna murder the groundhog if he does see his shadow tomorrow.
That's reasonable. I don't really blame you on that one.
I want to say, at least for me in Alabama, it's the coldest winter that we've had in a long time. Now, we haven't got as much snow we've had in other years, but yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Okay. Well, I will say that, and Jack can affirm this, our roads are terrible. Most of the roads around here have not been touched.
Yeah.
It's miserable. It's cold. That pretty much sums up the winter. Lexington doesn't really plow the roads so much as claim they did and then never actually do anything.
I think that's like most of the cities in Kentucky.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Plano, they kind of plowed, but mainly it's just kind of hoping that it'll all fade away in the sun and then it just refreezes overnight.
Yep.
Wait, do you guys not play the game Whose Lane Is It Anyway down there?
No, we do.
oh no, we do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
When
usually
it's
when it's bright outside.
Yeah, when it's not snowing.
Yeah, we pretty much play that even when it is snowing, when it's not snowing. Heck, when it's dry, when it's rainy, when it's summer. You never really know.
Whose cell phone call am I taking right now?
Yeah, pretty much.
Hold on, I gotta get this mad tweet off.
Yep. Oh, I got
Yeah.
a TikTok. I got to do this TikTok lip sync in the car while I'm driving.
I feel attacked.
Sure. You should be, Jack. You should feel that way.
You got to get my my light ring up around my rearview mirror. So.
All right then. So
Jesus Christ.
You think I'm kidding, right? I'm not.
no, we don't.
Yeah,
We don't.
I've seen it.
All right. So I think that sounds like everybody's hobby progress. John, do you have a whole bunch of news or just a little bit of news?
We've got a good bit of news.
There's,
like-
I bet you. Well, there's probably one that's not GW news that I don't know if we picked up or not. But we'll talk
Shoot
about
it to me
it.
right now. But yeah, okay. So this week saw the official release of the Mechanicum box, the Mechanicum book, and pre-orders went up for the Breacher kits. So for $48.50, you can just get a Breacher Squad upgrade, or for $73.50, you can get a Breacher Mark III Breacher Squad.
And that's
John, why would I buy?
I'm sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna ask if that's 20
good.
per.
No, it's 10. But you're probably saying, John, why would I buy this? Well, that makes the squad of 10 guys cost $20. Or 23 or something like that, which is a lot cheaper than buying a 20-man box, because 20-man boxes are $80. So it's a good way to get extra Mark III guys if you just want to spam Mark III guys.
I feel attacked.
Oh my god.
You
Because
should.
Lord knows, I always want to spam Mark III guys.
The Cataphractii Terminators went up, and ironically also went up in price. So now they're $69 for 6 models.
Nice.
Thank you. I went to pick up the book and other stuff at the Warhammer Citadel, and they had 4 Angrons in stock and 4 Lotaras in stock. So if anyone's looking for those, they can go pick those up there, if you don't want to wait for shipping to come. And for $29, I didn't think this journal was actually that bad. We'll get into the review later in this episode, but I didn't think it was that bad of a price for what we got in this one.
Yeah, it was pretty decent compared to the previous one.
Yep. So for next week, we've got a bunch of Age of Sigmar stuff, a bunch of Tzeentch stuff, some neat terrain for all those budding Thousand Suns players out there if you want to build Warped Prospero. Some more elves for Age of Sigmar, including their riding emus or whatever the fuck these weird things are.
Tauntauns.
Yep, and then some weird magic that always stays around if you want to do Eldar. What's really cool for us Heresy players, though, is some more made-to-order Space Marines. So they're bringing back all of the 2nd edition sculpted captains. So you've got Ultramarines, Imperial Fist, Dark Angel, and Space Wolf. They're bringing back the old metal characters. So, in my opinion, the best Chaplain, Metal Chaplain, Terminator Armor Sculpt, and Metal Librarian and Terminator Armor Sculpt. And then the beginning of 3rd edition Terminator Captain Sculpt. And then the 2 plastic librarians that were released kind of in the middle of the 8th edition cutover. Yep. And don't talk to me about this metal librarian here when I bought him in Finecast.
I've still got my original Blood Angel captain in metal, and I'm happy with him.
Yep, I've got the Ultramarine one. You're also getting Ultramarine characters, so you've got Sicarius, Calgar from 2nd, the Scout Captain Tellian, old Tigurius sculpt, and then Chaplain Cassius, pictured here with a Combi Flamer. So the grand question is going to be, what part does this model come with? For those that don't know, the UK, for some reason, and the UK only, got the Combi Flamer weapon on his left arm. Everywhere else in the world got a bolt pistol left arm.
I was going to say, we got a bolt pistol.
Yep. Because I'm a completionist, I tracked down both models, but it'll be interesting to see which one this one actually comes with. And then they're re-releasing the Armor Through the Ages. So you've got Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
I've meant to buy that so many times.
I have the original Chainsword guy up there in the back in metal twice, but I never got a chance to get the Thunder Warrior guy, and I'll probably grab him soon.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to throw in this 3rd edition arms sprue instead of the 2nd edition one, which is probably more accurately sized. But it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then we're getting a new White Dwarf 251, a special edition Sisters of Battle book, and another Age of Sigmar book. They're also bringing back out the Witch Hunter's Handbook from Old World. For those that have been watching the old printing of this thing go to $400 on eBay, this might be a good time to pick up a reprint. And that's the GW news. During the week, we also got another Black Book re-release for the Night Lords.
Fluff, specifically.
Yep,
Yeah,
just the fluff.
Yeah, Theramis Crusade.
Yeah, that's the Dark Angels versus Night Lords one. It's actually pretty fun.
It's pretty good. You know, Duncan and I aren't at all biased about it at all. So
Nope, not at all.
No, not you two. During the week, they also dropped another art article. So this is all the Chaos Knight art. They say through the years, but there's not a lot of years of Chaos Knight artwork. So it's pretty much everything since 10th edition or something. That's a neat piece right there.
It's still neat.
Yeah, it's neat to have them do these types of articles. I like going through and looking at the other ones so you can see how kind of the art has changed through the years, but this is definitely some cool stuff. They also dropped a Heavy Metal Team Paints Cataphractii Terminators article. So you've got a bunch of Traitor Terminators and you've got a bunch of Loyalist Terminators. Kind of a cool thing to see. Yeah, this one's kind of mixed between Traitors and Loyalists. My only complaint with this article is these are tiny ass pictures.
yeah, and you can't zoom in on them a lot of the time.
Yeah, the best thing I found to do is right click, copy the image address, make a new window, and then you can kind of blow it up. But again, I would like better, bigger pictures of these things.
I'll agree there.
We also got previews for what GW claims is a Cataphractii armored character for 40k.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll have commentary after you talk about the guy.
Yeah, so we got Warsmith Pravek Morn for 40k. He's armed in what the article says is Cataphractic Terminator armor. Every part of this screams Indomitus except for the shoulder pads. He's got some cool mechanical arms on his back. He's got a couple cool mechadendrites, power fist with a built-in Stormbolter, and a chonky Thunderhammer. The article also goes through an upcoming Iron Warriors upgrade sprue. It says, although there's a lot of stripes painted on this, they are not sculpted. So you get 4 shoulder pads, a power fist, a Thunderhammer, a couple of helmeted heads, and a bunch of non-helmeted heads.
And then you get a pile of sculpted shoulder pads.
Yeah.
The stripes are not sculpted; they are blank shoulder pads.
But
there are some head shoulder pads for the Iron Warrior skull.
Yeah.
What was your comments on the character?
So while I agree that it only pretty much stuck cataphractic shoulder pads and the Paterges on the Indomitus armor, and slightly upscaled the knee pad, and slightly upscaled the shin guards, I really like that guy, and I'm looking forward to getting him.
I'm not saying
Getting him and using him something.
Yeah, it's not a bad model.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad model. It's just they just kind of slapped stuff on top of it on Indominus and called it Cataphracti.
And the biggest giveaway is the plugs in the back of the suit, which are obviously from Indominus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very piecemeal.
Yep, which kind of fits for Chaos in Warhammer 40k. So I still like it. I think it's flavorful. I think it's going to be a good basis for a Warsmith or something for Heresy. I'll still get one for my Iron Warriors that I never touch or use anymore.
I wonder how big it actually is, because I wonder if the scale's going to be off, because it's 40.
Yeah. That does not look like a 40 millimeter base.
Yeah, I was going to say
it really doesn't.
60 almost. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I bet you, just because the Chaos guys, even though they're not scaled for Primaris, they don't have Primaris. In 40k, the Chaos guys are like huge.
Yep. It would not surprise me if this was close to a Primarch size model.
They're not Primaris, they're Warp Swole.
Yeah, they've got their warp protein shape going on.
Yep. I mean, it works. I'm still happy with it.
Yeah. No, I mean it's a pretty cool model. I'm not knocking it. It's just
Warhammer merch dropped a few things. So we've got the Imperial Tarot Ingot card collection. So for $100 you can get 4 colorful plated Emperor's Tarot cards representing the 4 Chaos Gods, as well as 4 collector cards with a shiny finish.
They've put these out before, right? I'm not having a stroke.
Yes.
Okay.
They have. They're just occasionally re-releasing them and calling them new.
Okay.
they're in a new box, maybe.
That might be it. I don't know what's going on here because multiple pages have reported this as brand new, and I'm like, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Warhammer merch also dropped a whole bunch of new shirts. So if you're looking for 40k kind of older artwork, specifically with the white scars, looks like the old 7th edition Codex cover. They dropped a bunch of new shirts in there. Starforged has some stuff. So first up, we have the Dark Mechanicum Incense Burner. I started with the goofiest picture first for Jack.
Jesus Christ.
This thing looks like a swollen testicle with the weird face sticking at the bottom of it.
Yeah, that's really the only way you can describe that. It really is.
And how much is this?
$12, I thought.
Oh no! So this they broke it down funny in the pricing. So we've got you got two different chain options, Jack. If you want a copper chain and the incense bearer, it is $78.50.
Oh yes, copper.
So reasonable.
If you want a stainless steel chain, it's only $58.50.
Oh.
And if you want extra skull-shaped incense to burn inside of your little
Oh, those are
thing,
1280. Jeez.
it's 1280 for
Oh my god.
I don't know how many it comes with. I have the Mechanicum one because I was going to hang them off my display base when I built it, and then put a smoke machine inside of it because I don't want to be stinking up Adepticon. But yeah, it's interesting to see. It's even got a little caged butthole. It's interesting to see this coming out for Dark Mechanicum.
Oh my god.
And then a stealth drop from Starforged. The Sanguinius Wax Seal. So you get a bust of Sanguinius, a collector card, and a little Sanguinius patch. And a Sanguinius coin. All together for 145 US.
Oh, that's only slightly hateful.
And then the bust, the bottom of the bust, can be used as a stamp for a wax seal.
Ooh,
With the Blood Angels logo and the
Legion number.
9th Roman, yeah, and the Legion Roman numeral. Like I said, I didn't mind these when they were 80, like the Gilliman or Karl Franz ones were right back in the day, but 150 is a little pricey for me. It is a pretty bust, I'll give him that. I like the way his wings kind of go around him. I don't know which coin you get. They show two for some reason. And then the card is neat. It's got Sanguinius holding the gates on one side and then just a portrait of him on the back.
I wonder if that coin is like that's the two different faces.
No, it's this. The one face is Sanguinius, and then the other face is the same symbol that the seal is. But they're showing it in two different finishes: a coppery and like a bright brass, and then an aged brass.
Interesting.
And then finally, a Horus necklace. All right, Jack.
I've always wanted.
Holy!
Are you ready for? Oh, it gets better. It's so much better. So for $125, you get this silver necklace with a stainless steel chain.
125 kiss
Jack-
my ass.
Jack, you're a sophisticated gentleman.
Am I?
I know you like. I know you like a little gold in your models.
Little bling bling.
Little bling. Are you ready, Jack?
No, I'm not.
Ah,
$500.
yes,
$500
If you
fucking
upgrade-
dollars.
So if you upgrade to some minor gold accents on Horus's armor and a silver chain,
don't forget the ruby.
Here,
well, that's the same ruby.
here.
Okay.
I'm
Same thing.
gonna peel you off some information. Let me peel you off this. All right, for $500, this is what you can do. All right, and you can get better use out of your $500. You can go buy yourself a 3D printer, and you can go buy yourself some resin, and then you can print that little son of a bitch off. And then with the paints that you already own, because you are a sophisticated individual and you paint your shit, you go ahead and paint it up in those metal colors or whatever fucking colors you want, and then you go back to fucking like 3 pages ago with the fucking incense burner or whatever the hell that was, and you could print yourself off one of those motherfuckers too. And then 2 pages before that, or whenever Duncan was talking, print yourself off all the lightning claws you want. Jesus
So,
Christ!
I will give
Thing, Jack, is you don't want to spend $500 on this?
No,
I'm thinking you do.
no.
I'll give them one thing. This is the necklace itself is silver. So 100 doesn't sound terrible considering silver was at 120 an ounce not that long ago. Now it's down to 85. So just the silver one with a leather chain or leather cord isn't that bad. Considering it is, full silver necklace. But yeah, just adding some golden accents
Well, it's
and
$5
quadrupling
grand.
the price.
So
Yeah. That's
I'm so
insane.
glad that this is that valuable. It makes me really happy.
well, Horus
I
is
think what Jack is ultimately saying is that we have necklace at home.
We do have necklace at home.
And that, gentleman, is all the news from these sources. We've got one last-minute edition. Pro Acryl has announced they're going to be coming out with their own weathering pigments.
I really thought he was snorting coke. Never mind.
Dude, concentrated flavors. I am all about it.
Are you tired of just getting a small buzz when you drink the paint?
Yes. You need to
snort the powder.
No, all I've heard.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know how many are coming out. I just know that they said they're going to have the set of them available at Adepticon for the first time. So,
hey Duncan.
Yes,
if for some reason I'm not there because I died in a fiery car wreck driving to Pittsburgh at some point, could you peel me back one of those sets?
I'm certain that I will be able to do so. As long as they have enough in stock that I can get to them.
That might be the problem. Maybe we might be able to get in contact with the powers that be and see if we can get
a review set.
Yeah, or a review set.
Yeah, because I definitely want a set too from Adepticon if they don't sell out before I get there. Like the paints
I know there's a certain person from South Texas that usually doesn't mind waiting in line for everybody. That's a friend of the show. We all know who it is. And he's been very generous when there's been releases and we've been having to run events before. So.
Yep. And it looks like we may have been joined by a wild Zach.
Uh-oh.
Zach, are you here?
Nope, he's dead. Okay.
Only impressive.
All right, good enough.
That's all the news. Do we want to take it on to the meat and taters?
Yeah, we should probably do that.
Where do we want to start? Do we want to do the missions or do we want to do the army list?
I think first let's talk about the missions, because I think those are some of the more interesting stuff. And they did something that I'm kind of confused but also happy with.
All right. So as a review, we're going to be starting our review of the new Journal Tactica Skitarii, the Steel Hand of Mars. In this book, you get access to 3 relic hunt missions, as well as a legacy mission. A bunch of new fluff in there as well, kind of how the Skitarii got together. And the fluff leads into the legacy mission, which is called the Vaults of Tharsis. And I'll go over this mission a little bit. I'm not going to go through it entirely because it's one of those ones where like you've got special ways to build the army and everything. What's interesting though is it uses a different relic than what is used in the other missions. This one, if a sergeant or command type that is not routed, stunned, suppressed, or pinned can pick up and carry the relic if they move into base contact with it once the controller player declares that they're carrying it. They may not move or rush more than 6 inches in any single movement phase and may not embark on any models. If you get shot, you drop it. So it works kind of like a normal objective, but at the end of the game, if you're holding it, you get more points. And then the other thing that they added special for this mission is 4 Castellax robots that are scattered around the battlefield. And when you come into contact with them, until you come into contact with them, they're treated as a terrain piece. At the end, during the end phase of any battle turn, the reactive player may choose to spend a number of points, 1 reaction point to kind of try to reactivate the dormant Castellax. And then from then on, it kind of fights as part of your army. So that's the legacy mission. It's pretty interesting. The relic hunt missions themselves, you get 3 deployment types and 3 missions to play. The missions bring up some new ways to score. So whenever you come in contact with a relic objective marker, you take an intelligence test. And if you fail the intelligence check, nothing happens. But if you pass it, the objective has a victory point value equal to the amount that you passed by. With so you get a value of 1 to 3 for each objective.
This is just like the mechanic with demons where you get line based off of how well you pass the check.
Makes sense so far.
So some of these missions, they're only scored once, and in some of the missions you get bonus points for however many you tried to check. There's also another special rule called unstable artifacts. As you're doing the check, if you fail and the result is doubles, the unit which took the intelligence check suffers D3 plus 3 automatic hits with a strength 8, AP 2, damage 1.
It's a mimic chest.
Yeah, that's exactly
It's the artifact
what it
that
is.
fights back.
Yeah, the artifact doesn't disappear when you fail the check, though, so it's like shocking you as you're trying to do it.
Okay. That's interesting.
And then there's another thing called surveillance augurs, which is another special rule in some of these missions. When this is in play, before taking the first turn, the player that is not taking the first player turn may select one relic marker and move it up to 6 inches. So it just allows you to move the where the objective is on the table.
Okay.
There's another secondary objective called Bloody Ground. And this is just for destroying enemy units. You get X victory points, where X is the value attached to the secondary objective. So whoever kills the most enemy units gets those X victory points. So there's rewards of battle, the first mission. The way they laid these out is they put the deployment maps under each mission, but those deployment maps don't necessarily correspond to the to the mission itself. So the deployment maps are the long triangles that we're all used to. So you draw a triangle from 24 inches up on the short side of the board all the way to the opposite corner of the long side of the board. And then you've got the old triangles coming on from the edge. So 24 inches from the short side, and then you draw points to those corresponding long corner edges. And then Dawn of War, which we all know.
Dawn of War, the one that everybody is typically preferring to have.
And then Rewards of Battle uses 5 relic markers that are set up across the center of the table, 12 inches apart. Not placed in impassable terrain. Salvage Site uses 1 in the center, and then 1 in the direct center of the table, and then 1 in the center of each table quarter.
Outside
And then outside the it's outside it's not necessarily outside the deployment zone. Just in the corner, it's the center of each.
It's basically a number 5 symbol on a die that has pips on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Seize the Spoils. This one is divided up into 16 squares, and the objectives are set up in a diagonal line across the table in the 12 inches apart from each other.
It's like a big Z.
Or it's 4 on the dice. Or no, I guess it's the 3 on the dice. But either way, running from one corner to the opposite long corner.
Yep.
12 inches apart.
Yeah, running from the corners. Yeah, and with 1 to 7.
And then that last mission is called Seize the Spoils. It has an extra special rule called Extraction Complete. As soon as either player scores any number of victory points for controlling a relic marker, the active player must roll a die. If the result is equal to or less than the current turn, that relic marker is immediately removed from play and can no longer be controlled or scored from.
That's the interesting mechanic.
So these kind of look a lot like what I came up with for TXO for the controllable objectives. And saying that, I like these a lot. I like the way these look like they'll be very interesting to play in our next game time.
One thing I really like about the Rewards of Battle mission and the Salvage Site is that they straight up call out that the end of battle turn 5 is when the game ends.
Yep.
not Battle Turn 4. The third one, it still says Battle Turn 4, so Seize the Spoils is 4 turns. But the other two are both 5. So I like that we're seeing variable turn length
Yep.
in their official missions. And I personally enjoy having 5 turns in a game, but that's just me. So
I miss 7
that's
turns.
what I really appreciate that. God.
Especially when you played Iron Warriors and you forced them to take it.
Yeah, I definitely never did that every single game.
So if nothing else, I think this is a good book to pick up at least one for your group if you're not planning on running the Skitarii army. I think these missions are really good for at least having one copy in your play group. Or if you've got that friend that always buys the books. I'm always that friend. It's
And we love
good
you
missions
for
to
it.
play.
Yeah.
Anything else on the missions before we go into the army list?
I'd say it's a nice addition. More missions are always nice, and like instead of just getting one, we got 3.
There's no
We got
changes
4.
to line or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's technically 4, but I think the three that we just went over are probably the best ones. That legacy mission is, again, like other legacy missions, wonky, and you kind of have to build an army for it.
Yeah, I mean, all the legacy missions are built pretty much to be specific storyline missions, so I understand why they're like that.
Yep.
But they do give people ideas, and I know I've gotten ideas off of some of them to do other custom missions as well.
So the other thing that takes up the last 10 pages of this book is the Skitarii Conclave's army list.
I'm liking
That's
the sound
right.
of this.
It's an army list, not just a couple extra units. So when you're building a Skitarii army list, you declare if you're going to be loyal or traitor like normal. And then there's a call out that says if the primary detachment of an army is a Mechanicum Tecmata army and your allied force is a Skitarii Conclave's army, you do not have to worry about the 50% maximum of your total points limit.
Okay.
So we haven't gone through specifically the Mechanicum themselves because they're wonky and we're getting help on that. But the ability for you to kind of build a sub-force out of this and combine it with the Mechanicum army is cool. I think you might run into some issues if you're running like the same units in both armies. So we'll see in a little bit that some of these, majority of these units are just copy pasted over from the Mechanicum books themselves. Most of the or all the tanks, the transport, and the Voltarax, or the flying guy, are just copies over from the Mechanicum list. But I like the idea of having these kind of sub factions that you can take as allies and not have to worry about the 50% cap. Probably what they're going to do to Sisters of Silence or some other stuff.
Okay. So what are the specific tanks that are called out in this actual army list?
So the tanks that you get in this are the Voltarax, which is that little flying bug that came out in plastic.
Yep.
The prototype.
The Skitarii Triaros armored conveyor, the Krachnos assault tank, the Krios battle tank, and the Krios Venator destroyer.
Okay. So those are the ones that have been previously released in the actual mech book.
Yeah. What is cool about this book, though, is even though they reprinted those in this book, they've put all of the stats for any of the weapons that are associated with those tanks underneath the unit entries. So you don't have to buy the mech book if you just want to run this army.
Oh, I like that. That's really nice.
The other thing is these armies are built by what's called sub-factions. So when you're assembling your army, you choose a sub-faction for your Skitarii Conclave.
Okay.
When you pick that, you choose a subtype for all of your Skitarii models. You can choose Acquisitor, And that means all of the models with the Acquisitor. So you gain this trait as your kind of subtype. All models, excluding vehicles, gain line 1.
Well, that's nice.
The other option is Expurgator. All models, excluding vehicles, gain Vanguard 3.
Okay.
There's 2 more. So there's Vindicator, which can only be loyalists. All models, with the exclusion of vehicles, gain Defilgrate X +1. And all the Skitarii units, their guns have Defilgrate. So all your Defilgrate hits are done at 1 higher strength. And then probably the better one is Scourger, the traitor one. All models, excluding vehicles, add +1 to their setup moves, to a maximum of 6 inches.
I don't know if that one would be really better because that's going to make you better for charging. And I don't really know if I want these guys in close combat.
Some of them you do. We'll get into that.
Okay.
Not necessarily that they're going to win the combats, but that's where they're kind of designed to be.
All right.
The Skitarii Conclaves also has its own advanced reaction called the Martial Elect. This army does not have any high command choices. It only has command choices in the form of a Skitarii Battle Pilgrim Marshal. This advanced reaction says that if your Marshal dies, once per battle, a reactive player may declare a Skitarii Marshal Elect advanced reaction. When a friendly Battle Pilgrim Marshal is reduced to 0 wounds, you spend a point, and then you basically pick any of your Skitarii Battle Pilgrims sergeants, which is called an Ordinator, and he gains the command subtype and has his base weapon skill, attacks, leadership, weapon skill, attacks, and leadership increased by +1. And then his whatever melee weapons that character is carrying gain the Icon of Authority special rule, which we'll get to in a minute. So basically, you just get your commander gets clapped in the head, and you download all his memories. So again, there's no high Yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing. Kind of reminds me of the Ultramarines one that they had in, what was that, first edition? Where if the character died, you'd promote a sub-character.
Yeah, that was way back, yeah.
Yep.
But this
so
really
again,
fit for these guys being mech-based, and yeah, I think that's a really neat rule.
Yeah, and the Battle Pilgrims aren't terrible, and all those stats are good stats to buff. So again, there's no high command in this, so if you just build a pure Skitarii army, you're not getting the +1 reaction, you're not having to worry about giving away Slay the Warlord, because the only thing you've got is the high command of Skitarii Battle Pilgrim Marshal for 100 points. Movement 6, Weapon Skill 5, BS 4, Strength 3, Toughness 4, 4 wounds, Initiative 4, 4 attacks, Leadership 9, Cool Willpower Intelligence 8, and he has a 4-up, 5-up save. It comes with a Voltlock handgun, an Turret Scepter, frag and crack grenades. He's fast 2. And he can swap his Scepter for a Phase Claw for 20, which is a fancy Power Fist, or a Corpuscent Stave for 15. He can swap his handgun for an Archaeotech Pistol for 5. He can take Rad Charges, which are different from Rad Grenades, for 2 points, or he can take Haywire Grenades for 2 points. So his Voltlock handgun is a range 10, firepower 1, strength 5, AP 5, damage 1 pistol with Defilgrate 5.
So it's just a charger.
Yeah, but it's also a pistol, which is nice. And remember, if you're a loyalist, it becomes Defilgrate 6, so all your burn throughs are a strength higher. Archaeotech pistol is the same for everybody that can take them in Marines. The Rad Charges are 8-inch range, 1 shot, strength 4, damage 1, and phage toughness. So it's basically a rad pistol.
Ooh,
It's with assault.
Yep.
that. Okay.
Haywire grenades are 8-inch range too. Huh.
Yeah. So the haywire grenades, I thought they were. I think everyone, other people could take them, but yeah, 8-inch range, one shot, strength 4, AP nothing, damage 1, and shock stunned. They're not just
Okay.
good against vehicles anymore.
No, they're good against pretty much everybody if they're going to apply stunned.
Yeah. So his default weapon in melee is called that scepter. Base initiatives and attacks, but strength +1, AP 4, damage 1, breaching 6 up, and this is where that icon of authority special rule comes in. When a weapon with this special rule is selected to make attacks during the declare weapons and set initiative steps of the fight subphase, all models with the Skitarii trait that are part of the same unit as this model immediately recover from pin, suppressed, and stun statuses.
Mm,
So if he's gonna
that's
swing,
meaty.
you lose all statuses. See why I said these guys belong in combat?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I mean, it looks like at least his weapons are fairly short range, anyways. Though.
Yeah, 10 and 12 inches.
Yeah.
His Power Fist, remember, that's the only weapon that he can take with this special rule. If you upgrade to the Power Fist, you lose that icon ability. But the Power Fist is initiative -3, base attack, strength +3, so strength 6, AP 2, damage 2, and rending 6 up.
The phase claw? Is that what?
Yeah, for 20 points, I don't necessarily know that that's a better upgrade. And then his last weapon is the Corpusant Stave. Basic initiative and attacks, but strength +1, AP 3, damage 1, shock, pinning, stun, suppressed. The hat trick.
What's this guy's strength again?
4.
3?
Oh yeah, he's strength 3, sorry, T4. But he's weapon skill 5, which is not terrible.
No, Weapon Skill 5 is nice. So with his basic weapon, he's basically always strength 4, and the other one, the staff, is also strength 4.
Yep.
And then the
Fist is 6.
I don't think I would swap out that icon of authority. I think I would like having that too much for the ability to shake off all the statuses.
Yep.
Yeah, but the pinning shot or pinning, stunned, and suppressed coming from that stave at AP3 isn't terrible either.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's also nice. That's also really nice. What's the stat line on the other guys?
So the other unit that comes in the box is the stilt-legged cloak guys, are the Skitarii Battle Pilgrims. For 100 points, you get 7 pilgrims and an ordinator. You can buy 8 additional pilgrims for 10 points a model.
So max 16.
Yep.
Okay.
Movement 6, weapon skill 3 on the troops, 4 on the sergeant. Ballistic skill 3, strength 3, toughness 4, 2 wounds, initiative 3, 2 attacks on the guys, 3 on the sergeant. Leadership 7 on the guys, 8 on the sergeant. Cool, willpower, intelligence are all 7s. And they have 4-up, 6-ups.
So everybody comes to the vulnerable safe. And
Yep.
2.
And remember, when your character dies, you can buff that sergeant's weapon skill, attacks, and leadership. So you're looking at weapon skill 5 on a sergeant if your character dies.
Ooh.
With 4
Yeah.
attacks.
You want to keep that sergeant alive.
Yeah. Assuming, you've lost your character. These guys are
Okay.
all fast too as well. They come stock with a Volt Lock Arquebus and Frag and Cracks. The sergeant can change that arquebus for a Volt Lock handgun and 1 power sword for free. So take advantage of that higher weapon skill. Any model in the unit can buy rad charges or haywire grenades for 2 points a model.
Okay.
And that's not everybody has to do this. That's sprinkle as you will.
All right.
So we've read most of the other weapons. So the new gun is the Voltlock Arquebus, 20-inch range, 2 shots, strength 5, AP 5, damage 1, defilgrate 5.
And if you take the other one, you can then become defilgrate 6. Okay.
Yep.
Hold on, am I seeing that it also has a melee stat line too?
Yeah, so all the guys are modeled with like giant bayonets. So the gun also works in combat. Basic initiatives and attacks, strength +1, so they're swinging at strength 4, AP 4, damage 1, impact initiative. So they're swinging with Marines, 2 attacks a guy.
It's not bad.
You want these guys charging. Man.
Everything they have is like mid to short range.
I was gonna say it's mid to short range. So yeah.
I don't necessarily know that you want to upgrade that sergeant to lose that cool gun to just gain a power sword.
Yeah. I mean, it's breaching 6+. I mean, yeah, I think I'd leave the regular gun on it.
You also get one other special unit. Go ahead, Doug.
Oh, well, I was going to say, so these guys are weapon skill 3, so that's a point against, but they become strength and toughness 4 when they're using their arquebus in close combat.
Yep.
And they all have 2 wounds.
Yep.
And when they charge, they become initiative 4 with 2 attacks each, and they're a 4 up, 6 up. Man, I'm liking these guys more and more.
Yeah.
Especially when you consider what tech thralls are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good way of putting it. These guys are...
Tech thralls are 100 points for 10. So you're getting a couple extra models, but their weapon skill, ballistic skill 2. They're T5, but only 1 wound. And only 1 attack. I mean, they have...
What's their save?
6 up. Period. No invul. But they're expendable too. They can't take statuses, and they have a feel no pain of 6 up, so it kind of helps.
Okay, yeah. No, I really like these Skitarii. They're not quite what I imagined Skitarii to be, model-wise or rules-wise, but they're definitely interesting. I'm definitely digging this.
Yeah, there's one more new unit.
Okay,
and I didn't say that those guys are a troops choice. So that way you've got your command and troops. The other new unit is a support choice called the Bone Picker Host. You get 10 Bone Pickers for 50 points. You can take 20 more for 5 points a model.
Okay.
So
what are these
30-man unit?
Yeah, 30-man units. Movement 6, weapon skill, ballistic skill 2, strength and toughness 3, 1 wound, initiative 2, 1 attack, leadership, cool, and willpower of 4. With a 6 up.
4.
4. Yeah.
I think that may be the lowest we've seen so far in this edition.
Yeah, I think that's lower than militia.
Yeah, it is.
They come with a last lock, and that's it. They have expendable 2, support unit 1, so they're only ever scoring a point, and zealous followers is another special rule they have.
What is expendable 2? That's the max it can give when it dies?
It's -2 to anything that may be scoring victory points by doing something to them.
Okay.
So my Night Lords who have, my Night Raptors who have Vanguard 4, jump on these guys. The max I can score off of them would be 2.
2. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then this is not a model or not a unit that's going to get models. They recommend buying Cawdor Gangers and Tech Thrall arms and weapons. So that way they just look like emaciated freaks with little guns.
All right. So what's this rule they have?
Let's do their gun first.
Sure.
It's the same gun that comes on the tech thrall. It's called a last lock. 18-inch range, one shot, strength 4, AP 6, damage 1.
Okay.
At ballistic skill 2.
Sure.
What helps them is that Zealous Follower special rule. Bone pickers may use the characteristics of nearby Skitarii units when making characteristic checks. So if a characteristic check is taken for a unit that's made up of models with a special rule, the check may be made against the base characteristics of any friendly models with a Skitarii trait that does not have routed, that is part of any unit within 6 inches and line of sight of this unit. For example, from a pinning X special rule are applied against the characteristics model of any of the model with the Skitarii trait that he's used for this check. So you start using the leadership or cool or whatever from the either Skitarii or from the Pilgrim Marshal, depending on who's closer.
Okay, so it's only a characteristic check. It's not.
Yep.
It's not a weapon skill shot or a ballistic skill shot or a weapon skill attack.
Right.
Okay. So you basically use these guys as a
Meat shield.
in front of your guys.
Yeah. But what's cool is you can still take it against someone if they have other statuses that's not routed. So if they're pinned or stunned or shocked, don't care.
Okay. So yeah, they're just a full up meat shield. Nice.
Yep.
And they're a cheap meat shield.
Fairly cheap.
Yeah.
Yep.
A dirt cheap meat shield at half the points of tech thralls.
All right.
The other units are pulled pretty much straight from the Mechanicum books. The Vulturax is a fast attack choice. The Triaros is a heavy transport. The Kraknos, Triaros, Battle Tank, and Venator are all armored choices. Do we want to cover those individually or what?
I mean, they're in the main mech book, and when we cover the main mech book, we'll talk about them then, I think.
Yeah, exactly the same rules ported over. The only other thing in this book that changed, I put changed in quotation marks, is the Myrmidon Destructor Host. This was put on Warhammer Community a while ago.
Yep.
They just rewrote the Myrmidon Destructor Host from the mech book. They didn't change anything specifically in the unit. They just state that they get... the models don't technically come with any guns, but you have to buy one gun for free. Volkite Culverin for free, irradiation engines for 15 points a model, conversion beamer for 15 points a model, or darkfire cannon for 20 points a model. The only thing this changes is that you can't mix and match guns in the unit.
Okay.
Why you were doing that to begin with in this edition, I don't know.
I think that's just for people who had holdovers from before.
Yep. But before, most people didn't do it anyway to Destructors. They did it to the other Myrmidons.
Yeah. Man, I like these Skitarii's rules.
Yep. I've got parts for 60 of each. Easy. Or 60 of the bone pickers using some plague monk conversions that I did a long time ago when Lost in the Damned was a thing. And then obviously I've got the Skitarii models that I was going to use for them as well. For the other guys, for the Battle Pilgrims. But yeah, I for $29 I like this book. I think it is probably, if you're looking at it by itself, I think it is one of the stronger journals.
So
I think the missions
I have the other. I have
pretty
Sorry,
good.
go ahead.
I think the missions alone make it pretty worthwhile, and then you basically get a pseudo army on top of it. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have this one yet, but from what we've seen, and like I have the other journals up to this point, this is by far the best one of the three that are out so far. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking.
that question.
I'm not at all a mech player, but I will absolutely go buy this book.
I mean, I've mainly been getting the journals just for the extra rules, and the fluff. And I haven't really seen the fluff for this one yet. But the rules wise, yeah, this is this is more than what the other two have combined.
Yeah, this is
technically
definitely
it's like reprinting units, but at the same time, like you can field a Skitarii ally for your Marines for just this book.
Yeah, yeah. But then you would have to be in the normal, allied.
50%.
Yeah. Whereas if you're using AdMech, you would not have to be. So. Yeah, I'd say for $29 to $35, this is pretty worthwhile.
Yeah, I would definitely say that it is. All right. There's nothing else in the book, right, John?
That is it. There's a bunch of fluff, but yeah.
Yeah, there's fluff.
So does this give everybody hope for the next book with the tanks?
Yeah.
This book definitely gives me. Obviously, I haven't seen the fluff, so I haven't read it. I'm not judging it on that, but based purely on the rules content, man, I'm calling this book a good one, like an A.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd give
maybe
it a
even an S.
Superior or super duper.
Yeah, I don't really understand that S tier stuff or anything like that. So I'm just calling it an A.
I think it comes from Japan, where you have a score above an A, which is an S.
Okay. Well, I'll just still write this one an A.
Yeah,
I do love the fact that the gun stats are on the page of the models, like Jack said.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, why didn't they do that shit on everything else?
Or is there so much
else? There's so much variety.
Yeah, there's not a lot of choices on these, so that kind of helps. But there's so much dead space on a lot of these pages. Like, just throw that word gear thing on there again.
I mean, it would help so much speed up gameplay wise. And for most people, like if you don't have that all printed out,
Yep.
I get you.
I hate flipping back and forth.
Yeah,
y'all talk amongst yourselves for a second. I gotta walk off.
Have fun.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, do we know what the next book that's coming out is?
It's the
it's
tank.
the tank one.
Yeah,
It's
it's the forges of somebody's butt.
No, it's the faux, not Theramis.
It's the not Talern.
Not Talern. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's not
the
Talern.
super heavies with the super heavies with and then the missile tank.
Whirlwind.
Okay.
The actual whirlwind.
Whirlwind.
Yeah. With the new boxy shooter thing.
The new turret. Yeah.
Yeah.
The inferior.
So I don't know what.
With the way these little splat books have been coming out and coming out fairly well. Okay, yeah. So with the way these have been coming out, and this one being really well done, this gives me a lot of hope for the next book.
On the next book, I don't think it's going to be as good as this one, to be honest with you. I have a feeling just because it's stuff that's kind of already there, we already have to a point. I mean, you're adding a couple new units, but I don't, as far as I know, unless they're doing like a full tank army in it.
Now, if they did that and gave us a way to actually play full tank armies, I think that'd be really cool.
Or do we still have? We don't have the Duracons anymore, like the tank captain dudes that were
carrying.
Yeah, we get them.
Yeah. Oh, we'd still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One of them is not particularly useful. The other one is mildly terrifying.
Yeah. The issue with those is they're add-ons. They're not HQ choices. So if they could put in that book HQ choice, so I ain't got to burn points on
that's what I'm saying.
Centurions. Stupid,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if they actually gave us like a tank army, like a full armored breakthrough or whatever, that would be cool. But I don't.
Now, if they do
really
that
have-
and give us a chance to do that, like people used to be able to throw on tables, I would
Right.
love that.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
love
but
to dust off my armored breakthrough list again.
But I don't. I kind of don't foresee that. I think it's gonna just be like the new units, and then like one, you know.
You know, that's actually something that could really play well, is if they did include a way to actually bring the old armor breakthrough list as your actual, effectively, our right. If they did that, and then in another splat book gave us a way to redo the ancients list or whatever the hell it was,
The dread,
Fury of the Ancients,
ancient,
where you
yeah.
could do a dreads one. I think that'd be a really neat way to introduce older rights that people used to like to be able to bring to tables. I think that'd be a cool way to basically introduce alternative ways of playing your Marines or whatever force.
If they had done
Ways
like
that we used to get in the regular book.
so like if they had done like a Z. Go
Go ahead, Jamie.
If they had done like when they released the boarding Marines set like a ZM, like one of these that with the Fury of the Ancients, that might have been kind of cool. But
They kind of brought that back in Legacies. They have that command choice that lets you take 3 Contemptors and 1 Force
Yep,
Org,
they do.
essentially.
They do. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what they do with the next book, but based on this one, I'm kind of hopeful, honestly.
yeah, I mean the first 2 books were, I mean, not super great, but they're basically put them out with new. They put them out with. They're basically this is what they're doing to roll out new units that weren't included in the rule books. So
I agree. And obviously, we've all been calling for Skitarii for years. People have been begging for it to get introduced. It's been the fluff for so long.
well, I think they were more wanting the 40K models used, whereas these ones don't look anything like the 40K ones. You know,
They really
That's-
do not.
It's weird for me because it's the 40K ones and these ones, they don't really do the mental image that I had for Skitarii, which was generated out of reading the Mechanicum book that came out, eons ago at this point.
right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I think they fit that a little better than the existing Skitarii. I mean, rules wise, I could see a bunch of feather wearing gene bulk freak shows with these stats better than tech thralls.
I think it's easy to say that they didn't fit quite what we all thought they would fit.
Yeah.
But they definitely have their own unique aesthetic that I'm kind of behind.
I don't know if the Voltrax really fits with the rest of them, but it's cool to finally have a plastic model of it. I will say that.
I kind of get it because it's supposed to be like a scouting thing.
But I'm saying it's not.
Fits with the fast mover mentality of this.
But it doesn't. The troops and the commander guy are like all clad in like, ripped up cloaks and everything. Whereas the Voltrax just looks like a
Voltarax?
A Voltrax. I mean, a pre-blight drone. I mean, that's if it had like something that, like some sort of like an upgrade kit or something like it had like flowing drapes or something on it. I don't know, like a scary ghost. But I don't know. Something to make it fit a little bit better with the dudesmen that they put out. That's what I'm saying. It just kind of seems a little odd that, I mean, I get it. They need that rule wise, but like model wise, it just kind of sticks out a little bit.
Yep.
You don't have to include it.
Right. No, I know.
I mean, you could include that with the rest. I mean, if you're using these as an allied detachment and you're bringing them specifically for that purpose, bringing him as part of your other force makes perfect sense because he's more along the lines of the rest of the Mechanicum, whereas
Right.
these guys are outliers, the fast movers who come in and scout out and do and
steal
everything else.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and steal stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, I understand that why they put it in this, because they have the model and they need to put. I mean, they already had rules for it, but I mean, yeah, I'm just saying it's kind of an outlier model style wise. Not saying that it's not rule wise, but
No, I get it. Stylistically, it doesn't quite fit.
yeah,
But it does fit with the rest of the mech army, and these guys are
very much
themselves
so.
as
Very much.
standouts.
Yeah. That's, I don't know. I'm just nitpicking.
And John, this to confirm for my own well-being, the units that were ported over from the mech book, like the tanks, no rules on those changed from book to book, right? They're just...
Not that I saw, no.
Okay.
Okay.
In fact, I think even the points stayed the same.
Okay.
Yeah, because like if they had changed them and you already had them you added this army onto a marine, or not a marine, an admech army, that would have been kind of weird with like them being different rules for the same tanks and all that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the the Triaros armored conveyor right now. It's exactly the same.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Well, gentlemen,
I will say they
Anything
missed. Is the Triaros is the big long tank that had the missile thing that popped up on the back for the
That's
the non-carrier, right?
So it's based off the Triaros is the choo-choo train.
Yep.
The Kraknos is the missile battery inside of a choo-choo train.
Okay, so like this is me as a game designer, and I'm not, but or a model designer. This would have been a good opportunity to put the Explorator back out. That was, be a Forge World model that disappeared. It's basically like an AdMech Land Raider, the best way to describe it. But I think that would have been something good to add for these guys as the transport instead of that. But that's just me.
But they have models for basically everything that's in this new book, right?
Plastic models for everything in this book.
Plastic for everything. Except, well, they're going to have to custom make the bone. What do you call them? The bone pickers or whatever. Those are they don't have a kit.
Yeah, but you can just simply buy two model kits and throw half of each of them away and make that unit for 5 points.
Right? Yeah.
That sounds right to me.
They're apparently that Necroman kit's not selling very well.
man, if I was going to build them, I don't know if I would build them out of that, or if I would just, I don't know, maybe do some kind of
I'm using plague monks
kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm using plague monks with all the ratty bits filed off, so that way they're kind of small, hunched over, and then they've got stapled together techie Mechanicum faces.
Could use.
And then I'm getting the last locks printed.
If you're doing a dark Edmech, you could do the cultists, couldn't you? You could use the cultist models and modify
Yeah, you could really use cultists for that. That would look really cool.
And Condor models are really good for being. Condor in general are really good for just being, diseased little freak shows. The Ash Waste guys would be good for that too.
Yep.
There's so many different models you could use for the bone pickers.
Yep.
Yeah, there are. But I mean, you could really kind of base the fluff of your army around whatever you choose for that. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. Well, do we have anything else to touch on tonight, gentlemen?
I have one thing to tell you, Duncan.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I look forward to hearing this, brother.
Your birthday present is going to arrive a little bit late, but don't open it until we're on the Hobby Hangout on Wednesday. It should arrive Wednesday.
For those who don't know, my birthday was January the 30th, this past Friday, and I've been waiting so much for my friends here to sabotage me in some way or fashion, and yeah.
So it's Ultramarine starter kit. What? No.
That's what I'm expecting to have gotten from Jack, but I have a feeling that Jack and Bright
The 500. What is it, the 500 worlds or whatever they're called? That
Man,
what's called?
I want to send that to Duncan. I'll send that to myself.
That thing's sold out everywhere here,
Yeah.
so I can't even get one.
I haven't seen it. You've been able to see it.
I'm fine
Apparently,
with it being sold.
who would have thought that Titus was a big deal? You know.
I don't care for Titus. I want the other stuff that's in it.
Oh no, his crew that rolls with him, those are pretty badass. For like, I think we've talked about it. They look good for like different types of consoles and stuff like that.
Yep,
So,
they do. They do.
yeah, I don't care about. I mean, Titus, yeah, I like him in the video games and stuff like that. But like, yeah, the model wise, his helper guys or whatever, that they're pretty badass.
Okay. Well, do we have anything else to bring up tonight, gentlemen, or should we go ahead and do our shout outs for events and then call it a night?
That's it for news and main stories. So I guess the only other thing I've got going on is the 22nd of February is going to be our next event here in Dallas at Crimson Lion Games. That is a Sunday. Post is up in our Discord as well as the local Facebook groups. So if you're interested, come on by.
Okay. I know that up in our announcement upcoming events channel, we do have the first indie event is February 21st. It's a 3-round 3K point game held at the Battle Barn. For anyone who's never been there, it's pretty cool, pretty neat. We've been there before ourselves, and we like it up there. It's done by the indie guys. They're really cool people. We also have Adepticon, obviously, coming up in March. We ourselves are running a number of events there and sponsoring other events there. And we will have a table booth thingy there. Anybody playing in any of the Heresy events, come by and get yourself a free poster of our art. If you're a patron, come by and get 2 free posters if you're playing in an event. There are tickets still available for our events as well.
I think almost all the Heresy events still have tickets available.
Yeah, they increased in size and in number of events, so there's definitely more space available.
Yeah, I think
more
they said then they add a whole new hall edition that was like not in use last year, so there's more for everybody.
Yeah, we don't even really know the floor plan of where we're going to be in the actual Bayard Center yet. If we knew that, we'd be able to answer that, but we will have to see. Right now, I think we're still in the actual first floor and not up on the main 40K floor. But I don't know. You never know. Barbara, you got anything going up there in Michigan?
I got 2 event shout outs. The first one I have is going to be at Golden Rhino Games. You can purchase tickets for the event at their website, goldenrhinogames.com. It is a doubles event. Entry cost is $25. It's on Saturday, February 14th. Random teammates will be assigned each round. There's going to be 2 rounds. It only requires a 2,000 point list. And they say there's going to be a bunch of door prizes and wild fun shenanigans. And then I got another event, which I got to dig for this one. Bear with me.
No worries at all.
Is that a dog
Far
joke?
Harbor Crew. Sure. But my wife's dog doesn't joke around.
No, he doesn't.
He's all business all the time and occasionally gives you the lightning claw treatment. Okay, the other event that we got going on here in Michigan is at Far Harbor Games in Grand Rapids, Michigan. They have it listed on Best Coast Pairings. It's 1,500 points a player. It's also a doubles event. I do not recollect immediately how much it is for entry fee. I feel like it was around that $20 range.
Okay.
And this is a pretty great group of guys as well. And I can
think this-
post links for both of these in our Discord. Yeah, $24 per team, so it's $12 per person at the Far Harbor event.
All right. Anybody else got
That
anything
one's
else?
on March. That one's on March 8th.
Nice. So before Dethroned.
Yep,
Cool.
that's all I got.
Sounds good to me. Gentlemen, I think that's about it for the night. Jamie, you want to tell Bride to tell Jack to tell John to take it out of here?
Do the thing.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us on this, the 157th episode of the Heresy Accountabilibuddies Podcast. I'm John. Tonight I've been joined by...
Brian.
And Duncan?
And I may be holding up my sweater with my nipple piercings, Jack.
Jamie.
Always remember to stay accountable to yourselves, to your buddies, and your hobby. And we'll talk to you next time.